So I came down here this morning as your candidate for Toronto mayor, and I'm seeing the former drug addicts unit that they say was on fire being renovated. Now, this is the third unit for this person, the same individual. Now, when I take a look in there, I don't see no fire damage, right? All I see is a little smoke on the top, and I know that nothing here, as you can see by the paint over there, that there is nothing there that shows that any fire. The city of Toronto seems to have money being milked into renovations, into some form of corruption that is going on, where individuals who are addicts or extreme drug addicts, they're being left to go on to where they destroy their unit, and in turn, they pay different contractors to renovate it. And in turn, the units end up vacant for hell knows when. This individual was in a unit up before, and then this individual came down to this unit. And as you can see, this individual has altered the whole unit. We can't have people who are going through addiction or affliction or alcoholism, or those who choose it, consistently being given unit to unit to unit. And take a look at them on the people who are being paid. So we're asking the city and Toronto Community Housing, I do not tell me what to listen. I can record what's happening in my housing complex. I will not record you. I will record me and what we are doing. But also, any employee of the city of Toronto, if you're paid with taxpayers' dollars, you become public property during the time you are working. So as God, I'm not right. It's all about the people's needs. The people are right. So as long as you're being paid with taxpayers' dollars during the time you are working, you become public property. And the public has a right to know who and what their employers, those who are working for them, are doing. And you tell my opponent from the Toronto media, you line up your candidates. Because the people's champion, the people's candidate, the people's defender, the one who protect their taxpayers' dollars and protect the interests of the taxpayers, Mr. Kevin Clark, is here. Respect to this man for just continuing to do his work. We are going to make this city fit for children to grow, play, for people to live and enjoy and prosper. And we're not going to waste taxpayers' dollars. We're not going to keep squandering taxpayers' dollars by seeing that addiction, alcoholism run wild. Now, if these contractors, they work for the city, I'm going to bring this out to your attention. And I hope one of you will report this to housing. Because if you're a contractor and you try to plug in, take a look, that's an electrical socket. You try to plug in an electrical thing in here, to where you have to travel all the way over here. You have a responsibility to taxpayers to report to housing that we went to do contract work. Electrical socket, take a look. That is an electrical socket. This is what nearly killed me and my animal on March 30th, 2025, when one of these sockets like this, someone plugged in a whole lithium battery cell phone, and it blew up, killed my two loving cats and nearly killed me. So these workers here are responsible to report this to housing. And if it's not reported by this company, which I believe their name is Spectrum, then we're going to ask for their wages to be docked. You cannot come to Toronto Community Housing or any agency funded by the City of Toronto just to make a paycheck. When you go into one of those units or you go on the property and you accept taxpayers' dollars, you accept the responsibility to look out for the interests of the taxpayers. And any contractor who would try to plug in something in this outlet and saw that it didn't work and they had to travel, take a look. You saw where I put the first thing, all the way over here. So that means these contractors are aware that this electrical socket poses a dangerous threat to the tenants of this building. Because if someone plugs in something in here and it explodes, this can cause life. And if anything like that happens, we ask that each of these individuals who are working here be held responsible. You cannot be a contractor working and getting taxpayers' dollars and something so dangerous as this and you not report it to housing? So we're asking you contractors to report this electrical socket. When we come over here, we do not know there's a problem with this electrical socket. And as you can see, it looks like there is a problem with this socket because these individuals, they went and they plugged in a cord in unit 314. Also, we would like to know, how did contractors get keys for unit 314 and is unit 314 vacant to the point to where they were doing this unit and they traveled a cord past this. This machine here was plugged in across here. This door was open. So why would these contractors bypass this outlet, which is so close to this unit, and plug in the electrical socket in this unit? So we would like to know the status of unit 314. We'd like to know why would they have to use that outlet there when there was an electrical outlet right here. We asked the ombudsman to acknowledge this issue. We're also asking the Human Rights Commission to see, are the tenants being discriminated against, or are they being abused or taken for granted and their safety, health, and well-being don't matter because they live in housing? So let's summarize what we need. This outlet is here. They went from here and opened up this door, and they plugged in the electrical socket in this unit. So if they have to use this unit plug, they didn't use that unit plug, why would contractors bypass this electrical socket? Have a happy new year. Now down here, this electrical socket right here, if someone plugs in something you're destroyed here, this can explode and kill every single tenant here. These contractors are responsible to report this. They try to plug something in here, they're renovating that unit. They don't use that plug because it's faulty, so they plug things around the corner. Should they not report this plug?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
God bless. Kevin Clark, I'm your incoming mayor. No more abuse of taxpayers' dollars, no more abuse of taxpayers. Have a great day. God bless. So you see a tenants agree. You can't ignore this. I use the socket over here. And we'd like to know, why would they ignore this socket and use the socket over here? And there's 4 people who was working inside, and I saw a 5th. So we'd like to know exactly what work each of these individuals are doing and what renovations are being done. Toronto media, you bring your Tory, you bring your child, because it ain't about me, it's about the people. So the time stamp is on this year, and we want to ensure also that contractors are not just given keys to every tenant's unit. So there's 4 contractors, and there's the work. And let's find out what work they're doing, because I know that I know that person personally. I know that person's lifestyle, and that's the 3rd unit they have. To God be the glory.